of the series against Brown?
Yeah, a sweep's a sweep. You know, I mean, it's you know, any road game's tough in college hockey. They're an ECAC team. You know, they have 3 wins, but if you look at their schedule, a lot of close games. They defend hard. They're not easy to generate anything, you know, down low against because they play man on man down low, so it's a little different. And they play heavy, so you know, it was a good matchup for them against us, and they played us hard, but we found a way to go get 2 wins.
The second game went down 3-0. What was kind of an energy on the bench, and you talked during the second intermission?
We liked how we played that first period. We outplayed them. The last 5 minutes, we were really good. We went into the room feeling very good about ourselves. We completely dominated the last 5 minutes of the first, outchanced them, outshot them. And then, you know, you blanked and we were down 3-0. And so, you know, we never had any doubt. We never lost resolve. We knew we could come back from down 3. We did it against Harvard and tied them. And that was the message on the bench. Hey, we've done it before and we got to do it again. It's not an option, one at a time. And then before you knew it, Princeton stepped up, popped one, had some more really good chances, went into the room, down 2, just like we were against Harvard. And then Johnny stepped up when we needed him most and got it done.
Do you foresee Max getting a little bit more action down the stretch here, given his performance on Sunday?
Yeah, I do. He stepped up for us and shut the door. You know, I think we did a really good job in front of him. We kept it pretty easy for him, but he made all the saves he's supposed to make, and that's all you can ask out of a goalie. So with how he's worked in practice and how he supported Evan and the rest of his teammates all year, yeah, I foresee him getting some action, absolutely.
Johnny probably hasn't been as proactive as he's wanted to be compared to last season. How has it kind of been getting him back into his rhythm?
He's actually been more. He's on pace to outproduce himself. So you know you know we've really focused with him on you know a complete 200-foot game. You know, and that's like his next evolution is just, you know, playing with really good habits, being on the right side of the puck, simplifying it, you know, distributing maybe a little bit more than he generally does off the rush and in the O-zone. So we had individual meetings last week. You know, it was just me and each kid on Tuesday. You know, so I met with every kid on the roster, and Johnny and I just kind of peeled back the onion a little bit, and you know, he responded with his best weekend of the year. His habits were great. He played the right way. He had 2 primary assists on Saturday that led to two huge goals. Obviously, the empty netter was one of them, but you know, Johnny, when he's not dialed in, tries to rifle that on net and then might miss it, and we get an icy. You know, instead he held on to it, found a seam and hit Phil for a tap in, and that's just playing the right way. You always get rewarded when you play the right way, and then Saturday he continued to play the right way, he continued to stick with it, and he stepped up and had 2 just Johnny-esque kind of goals and led us back to a big win.
Coach, you know, on paper, that series, you guys could have been considered a favorite, but hockey's hockey. And just as a coach, you know, from your perspective, what's it like when there's huge momentum swings like that in a game, and you guys just gotta keep focused?
Yeah, you know, I mean, and they scored 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes, you know, and I didn't like any of the goals, to be honest. You know, I didn't like any of them. You know, it is what it is. You just got to keep believing and keep the faith. We know we can score. You know, it's the one thing we definitely know, and it's a game of big swings. You know, and so we found a way. It was a big win because of the nature and how we did it. We hadn't come back from down going into the third period to win a game all year. You know, and so I think that's a big boost for the guys to get a sweep and to come back from 3 goals down. It's momentum that has to carry on into this Friday.
Any particular things you want to focus on against RIT?
Just right at this point in the year, we've got to focus on ourselves, you know, and that's all it's about. You know, we just battled and competed today. You know, it's got to be simple, and we got to outcompete everybody we play. It's going to come down to will. If our guys want it more than the team we play against every week, we're gonna win a lot of games here down the stretch. But they got to want it, you know, and we're playing against teams that are going to be hunting us and excited to play us, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. This is a really good hockey team coming in this weekend that just beat UMass Lowell, you know, on Saturday. So you know, we know what we're up against.
Are you starting to feel like, back to your ACHA days when, you guys were a powerhouse? Is that a new feeling for you now when you say it's a target on your back, or is it something that translates over from?
Well, no, I mean, I'm used to it, because that's the way it was back in the day, and all of our guys have played on successful teams and in successful organizations, but collectively as a group, we've never gone through it, and I think a lot of people around the program wanted to kind of push the panic button because we were going into Saturdays or second games and having a chance to sweep a lot of teams. We're getting a better effort from our opponents this year because we've proven that we're legit. We're a really good program and we're a top 20 team. So you're going to get everybody's best effort. Where last year there was shock value when we would win on a Friday, teams wouldn't know what hit them. They still didn't take us serious. They didn't respect us. And then we'd kind of ride that wave into Saturday, and it was just a lot easier. It's not going to be that way ever again. We plan on being a ranked top team, from here on out, and it's on us to do that. And it's a mindset. Our guys have got to ramp it up going into game 2, win or lose, and that's something we've really prided ourselves on. Is even before this year, losing the first game, we'd always bounce back on a Saturday and do really well. So, it's a mindset, and our guys, I think, finally, hopefully, realize that. So again, now we're just focused on getting game 1 against RIT, and if we're lucky enough to be going for a sweep, we'll see how they respond.
Any more questions?
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.